Okay, so let's get started on our shell bead necklace project. Now for this project, you're going to need some items that you'll find in the packets that you received, and then some items that are not in the packet but are readily available to you. So from the packet, you will need one olive shell, one piece of sinew string, and 2 beads. Now, items that were not in the packet but are easily accessible are, you'll need some sidewalk or concrete or pavement, probably outside. When you do go out there, make sure you do so safely. And then there's a chance that you might need a paper clip at some point in time, but I'll explain that in a little bit. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so for this project, we are going to start with our shell. Now we're going to turn this olive shell into a bead that will be strung on our necklace. And now in order to do that, you have to look at the shell a little bit. You'll see if you look closely at the shell that it has a pointed side or a closed side. If you look straight into it, you can't see inside of the shell. And it has an open side. If you look straight into it, you can see inside the shell a little bit. Now, what you need to do is you need to find where your closed part of your shell is, and that's the part that you're going to take outside and use the pavement for. And I'll kind of show you how that works. So I have here 2 examples. I have a rock, a piece of limestone rock, which is one that we use at the festival. And I also have a paving stone, which is one that is very similar to the sidewalk and pavement that you'll have outside of your school, outside of your classroom. So I will use the rock here first, and then I'll show you what it'll look like on the pavement. But what you want to do is you want to take that pointed part of your shell, and you want to hold the shell kind of like you would hold a crayon. And you're going to take that pointed part and you're going to rub on this stone. Well, for you guys, it'll be rub on the sidewalk or the pavement that is outside of your classroom. You're gonna rub, and you're gonna keep rubbing. I'm gonna switch rocks really quick to this paver stone so you guys can see what it'd be kind of like for you. You're gonna rub on the sidewalk or on the pavement next to your classroom. And you'll rub until you make a hole in your shell. See the hole right there? Great. So once you've made that hole in your shell, then we can continue to make our necklace. When you go outside to use the pavement in your school, please make sure to do so safely. Keep an eye out for cars. Make sure you have an adult with you that knows where you are and knows that you are safe. For the rest of our necklace, we are going to need to use the paper clip that we mentioned earlier. And we're going to turn this into a tool that'll help us clean these shells out so that we can use them better as a bead. So what you'll do is you'll take your paper clip, you'll open it up. Now please be careful with this tool, but what you're going to do is you're going to take this tool and you're going to poke it into the hole of your shell and kind of whirl it around a little bit to clean out the inside parts of this shell. Now, if you study how the shell is formed, you'll notice that it's formed in kind of a curly-Q, corkscrew sort of way. And so what we're doing with that paper clip is we're just kind of knocking out all the inside parts of this shell that might get in the way of our string. Now, one really fun thing that I like to do is once you're done kind of swishing around that paper clip is if you kind of do a quick breath and blow through the end of your shell and that hole that you made earlier, you should be able to see some parts of your shell fly out of the back. Let's see. Oh, it's hard to see on here, but I found a couple of pieces of my shell. So now my shell is clear and ready to be strung on a string. So I'm going to take my sinew string here. If your sinew string has some frayed edges, it's okay. You can just go ahead and twist at the end there. And you want to string your shell along this hole here until it goes through the end. And you kind of pull that string through. Now you're going to take one bead and put one on one side You'll take one bead and put one on the other side. Like that. And then at the end, you'll take both ends of your string and you will tie them together. Now there's a couple different ways that you can tie things together. You can tie it together kind of like you would tie the end of a balloon, which is where you take them both together like this, you wrap it around your fingers, and then you poke the little ends through the loop that you made. Poke. And then you tie it. Or if you like, you could also take the two ends of your string here and you can tie them in a knot this way, kind of like how you would tie your shoes. It is up to you, whatever way works best. If you need help with this, I bet your teachers will be there to help you. There we go. And we have one shell bead necklace. It looks pretty good. Great job, everyone.